The NBA officially announced its contestants for next weekend's All-Star festivities. The three-point contest is full of stars like Steph Curry, Devin Booker, and Donovan Mitchell. But the dunk contest is lacking name recognition, as rumored participant Zion Williamson will be notably absent. As previously reported, the league will stick with a three-man field of Anthony Simons, Cassius Stanley, and Obi Toppin. In the dunk contest, a trio certainly lacking the star power Zion could have provided here. So, Shannon, what does this tell you?
Skip, the league is morphed into a shooting league, and the best players are not leapers anymore. The Kevin Durant's, the Steph Curry, the Bradley Beals, all those, the Devin Bookers, they're not leapers, they're shooters. Skip, you remember the great players in the league, from the Connie Hawkins to the Dr. J's, the Michael Jordan, the Dominique Wilkins, they were extreme leapers. And the dunk contest was fun to watch then. Now, Skip, they got a guy, Anthony Simons. He has 2 dunks. Cassius Stanley has spent the majority of his time in the G League. And then Obi Toppin. Really? Zion Williamson, although he's built like a Mack truck, he's a Ferrari. You don't drive a Ferrari every day, Skip. You put like 15, 20 miles on the weekend, and you put it up. And Zion's like, hold on, I'm trying to rest this body. I am not putting, you got to practice these dunks, Skip. That's more wear and tear on your body. So I'm not surprised Zion is not in it. Skip, they just need to go ahead and do away with it. Because what's the dunk that they can show us that we haven't seen? You remember, Skip, I'm going to let you go. You remember the quarterback used to have the quarterback challenge?
Yeah. And
all the quarterbacks, the great quarterbacks used to show up. The Marinos, the Elways, the Aikmans. And then all of a sudden, they stopped showing up. And the second-tier quarterback started showing up. They did away with it. Now we're getting second and third-tier dunkers. Just do away with it. Find another way. Let the WNBA star women compete in something. But the dunk contest is a thing of the past.
Shannon, I'm so with you on this. I used to live for the slam dunk contest back in the day when Dr. J did it a couple of times. Michael did it.
In the ABA.
3 times, yeah. And remember, Dominique, the human highlight film, he did it 5 times. But in those days, they just showed up and dunked. Whatever came into their head, they just dunked. There were no skits. There were no, SNL sort of stunts with it. And all of a sudden, here came Dwight Howard.
A whole lot of props.
Remember, Dwight did it 4 times, but Dwight kept going up and up and up with skits and stunts to the point that it's like, can you top this? They got too good for their own good. And too many dunks take too much out of you. And it's now
too
to
many
the point.
Missed dunks, Skip.
What's that?
Too many missed, Skip.
Yeah, and missed dunks,
I can't give you a 10 if you miss your first and 2, 3 opportunities and you still get a 10. How?
Okay, I got it. So now I live for the three-point contest because it's star-studded, because they don't need a skit, they don't need a prop, they don't need a stunt. They just shoot. And it's no different than what you do in practice. You just shoot threes, and it's no huge deal. It doesn't take that much out of them. And so they're all lining up to do it just like usual, so I can't wait for that. And I'm with you. It's to the point maybe we should do away with it. And yet I did see a dunk on the internet yesterday that Cassius Stanley pulled off a dunk, if we could see it real quickly. The problem with Cassius, this was a hellacious great dunk. I couldn't even figure out how he did it. If we could see this, he lobs it to himself, and then he goes around the back, maybe between the legs, and dunks it left-handed. The problem is Cassius Stanley now plays for the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. Really?
Yes.
Where have you gone, Blake Griffin? Kobe did it once. Vince did it great. Where have you gone? Well, nobody's going to do it anymore. And unfortunately, it started with LeBron, and I'm not condemning him for this, but LeBron just said, I don't want to do that. I'm a power dunker. I'm not a skit dunker.
Right. Creative. Because think about it, Skip. What do we see all the guys do before the game? They're shooting threes. They're shooting logo threes. They're shooting half-court threes. Nobody's dunking anymore. It used to be guys showed up and dunked in the pregame in the layup line. Now all guys all they do is shoot threes.
It's evolved from that. It's really evolved. It's just not the same. It's not the dunk contest from before. Guys, did the Steelers just change their mind about bringing back one of their best players on offense? We've got the details next.
No mercy, no mercy, no mercy, and I won't back
The Lakers play the Kings in their final matchup before the All-Star break. LeBron has said all season that he doesn't get tired, which is evidenced by the fact that he's currently played the 4th most minutes in the NBA this year. But now he'll get a little rest ahead of the All-Star game Sunday in Atlanta. So, Shannon, how concerned are you about the minutes LeBron has played the first half of the season right now?
I'm not really concerned. I'm looking at my notes, Skip, and I'm really not concerned because LeBron is 20, 30 minutes at 34.6, but he's in 4th in total minutes. So he's at basically the same point he was last year at this time, 34.6 minutes a game. It just seems, Skip, when you start doing overtime and double overtime, and all of a sudden what you would normally play is, say, 35 minutes, and you go double overtime and you play both of those, 35 is all of a sudden 45. And if you play, you play 35, 36 minutes in a normal game, you go overtime, now that's over 40. I think those are some of the things that have caused his minutes to increase. But LeBron does a great job of turning it on and turning it off. Like I said, he's like these new economy cars. You pull up to a stoplight, Skip, and the car truck automatically cuts itself off to preserve itself. And I believe that's what LeBron James is doing. He's done a great job of that. But for him, I'm shocked that LeBron James has played every single game up until this point, because I would have bet a little sum of money that he would have missed at least 5 games by now. And he's missed none. This will be his first game that he's missed. So am I surprised that he hasn't missed more games? Yes. But it just goes to a testament, because I think LeBron knows better than anybody. He knows he's closer to the end than the beginning. And he only has so many more opportunities, like you said. The Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a real thing. And the more you play, 12 minutes, 12 points here, 18 there, Skip, that adds up. And LeBron knows that he needs to go ahead, because you don't know, Skip, when the engine is, you got 300,000 miles on the car, and it's running good, and then one day the thing won't crank. And once you do get it cranked, you go point A and then it shuts down again. So LeBron is going to try to maximize all these opportunities while he still feels that he's at his apex. Because eventually, Skip, it's going to come to an end, and he wants to make sure he's already past Kareem when it does happen.
Okay, so if you'll recall, before the season started, the King was on The Shop, and the King, LeBron James, said to his man Maverick Carter, I'm going to cherry pick X number of games over the first month or two of the season, because obviously they had forced LeBron into the shortest offseason in NBA history following the championship they won in the bubble last summer, right? No, it was in the fall. I'm losing track. The point is that I heard LeBron, but I did not believe LeBron, and I sat right in this chair and I told you, I'm calling baloney on that because of the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar record that's out there for him to break. He does know the clock is ticking. He knows that he needs to seize every opportunity for a personal longevity achievement, Mark, that he can. It's doable, as you said. It's realistic that if he can keep playing nearly every game, he can catch Kareem. And that would be the final big feather in cap that he could say, aha, that proves it, I'm the GOAT. It won't prove it to me, because it's just a longevity record, because he played longer than anybody else, especially Michael Jordan. But the point is, after he said that, I kept waiting for him to at least take one night off. He took no nights off until the final game of the first half of the season. So we're exactly 36 games into the season so far. They're going to play 72, and the final game is tonight at Sacramento, and he finally said, okay, I'll miss that game. And it is shocking to me. It's actually, from your perspective and the Lakers' perspective, horrifying that LeBron has played the 4th most minutes in the league. And remember, he's only 4 minutes shy of 3rd place Fred VanVleet. He's only 11 minutes shy of Jokic, who is 2nd overall in minutes played. He's not going to be able to catch Julius Randle, who's plus 71 on him right now. He just seems like he's playing every minute of every Knicks game. But the point is,
the 2 games.
Yep. The point is, that LeBron hasn't cherry-picked any games. He's played every game to date, and he's piled up a lot of points. And he'll play some games to the close, to the final buzzer.